Hello students, welcome back. Till now you have got really good idea about computer and computer networks, and now before we proceed further I want to cover today another important topic, and that is the networking or internet standards. So when we talk about standards, either defined by public organizations or they are widely used like as a de facto. So we call that, so if it's a public organization, this is called as de jure, and if this is widespread, then this is called a de facto, which is used by almost everyone. So these are open standards, and these standards actually ensure that we are using same set of technology which is adopted and accepted by every country across the globe. So I will be covering few of these standards and organizations. So the first one in the list is ISO, that is International Organization for Standardizations, that take care about different standards, be it business standards, technical standards. But since we are covering topics about internet and network computer networks, so I'll be covering here more dedicated for computing and networking. So IETF is the main. It stands for Internet Engineering Task Force, and this is the internet society that look after internet protocols. And the another one is Internet Consortium for Assigned Names and Numbers, that is ICANN. So like, let's say if you want to book any domain name, let's say google.com, or any other name, let's say cloud6 365.com, all these domain names are being taken care by ICANN as well. Also the IP addresses are taken care by this organization. Further into the list is IEEE, that is Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, American National Standard Institute, ETSI, ITU, ITU-T, NIST, ISO, IEC 27001, and 2022 is the year when this was again restructured. So these are various standards. However, I'm not going to explain in detail about these standards, but you should know at least IETF, ICANN, NIST, ISO, IEC 27001, because that is dedicated for information security, cyber security and privacy protection. So these are few of the standards. And if I just give one example, I can say that, let's say we are using USB or we are using type C port. So those ports are globally same, right? If you have any device that support type C, then you don't need to worry. If you're traveling to USA, you will get same type C there as well. So these standards actually are maintained and established by these organizations. Now, since we covered a bit about standards, now I will just move forward to our main topic, which is about networking. So here now we will discuss about ports. Very important again. Without port, actually the communication over the network is really not possible. And port is a logical number which is assigned to running network process within the system. So for example, if there is HTTP service, which is actually a web service, so this web service by default has port 80, and if this service is secure, then it has port 443. So with this port number, actually a server service ensure that it is able to listen to the service and it can serve the request. Let's take example that you are living in one lane or in a small village where there are around 6 houses, and this lane has a postcode, for example 123456XC. And now one of your friend want to deliver a gift to you. So then only having this postcode is not enough to deliver this gift to you, right? So let's say we need something else, and what is that something else? That is the house number. So with postcode we need a house number, so same goes to the IP address and the port number. So only having host name or the IP address is not enough, we also need to know the port number. So that means in order to have the delivery, we need postcode plus house number. Same way, in order to have the data delivery, the data packet delivery, we need IP plus port. And this combination with IP plus port is called as socket. So now just taking one step ahead here, we can talk about socket, how they looks like. So let's say there is client, I can say my browser from where I'm opening google.com, and then it is requesting Google server, which is default port, secure port is 443. So then there will be two sockets. One will be client socket and one will be server socket. And you can see here in the example that when I'm opening up google.com, then my local laptop is establishing a socket, local socket, which is ultimately ending up with the foreign address here, that is HTTPS, so 443. So this is what is called as socket. So you see here two sockets. One is local address, that is client socket, and one is foreign address, that is the server socket. So this is the combination being used as IP plus port. So let me show you this by doing similar thing in my one of Fedora VM. So this is my Fedora VM, and if I just want to see here running or open sockets, you see here the local host and the DNS socket is there. There is another one local service socket. So these are the different sockets here. And now let's do one thing. What I will do, I will just go for browser. Let me open the browser here. Actually, I will go for Firefox. Let me just launch the Firefox here, and Firefox now has opened google.com. So now if we do again the same command, you see here there were just few, but now you see here so many are open. So you can see here that now my local IP address with local address is calling actually this. And what is this? This is actually Google's IP address. So it has established a connection between this, and you see multiple here because that is because of the clustered environment sitting in front of Google servers. So I think that part I will be covering later, but this is called as the socket. So now a socket is established where this is the client socket because my server is calling Google, and this is server side socket. So connection is established with the server. And now if you go here, you search for, let's say, trace IP, then you, let's try to do here now. What I will do just again, you see here now it is being queried and answered as well. So the sockets are there. So let's try to locate this IP address. What I will do trace IP, and let's go to IP tracer or IP tracker, and in IP tracker now, so we'll type in here this IP address, that is 172.217.23.206. So we can say this is located in US. Here itself it is showing the honor. So we opened google.com, so that's why it is going here. So this confirms that the client and server side socket is established with the server. So this was just an overview about the ports and the IP addresses and how the sockets are being formed. And next chapter we will discuss about the OSI reference model. I hope you like this chapter, and see you in my next topic. Thank you.